You're listening to Unmuted with Papamutes.
But so there's so much competition. You have to be away from home. You have to learn how to take the punch and get back up. You have to learn to work hard. You have to learn to be coachable. There's a lot of sacrifices, and it's hard. It's very hard in any form of entertainment. Being a singer or anything really. If you want to go to the top at anything. If my daughter wants to be the best school counselor, she's gonna have to work at it. And work the proper work. And that's what you have to do. But you have to really learn how to be tough, overcome, and be persistent.
Are you a fan of the pitch clock in baseball?
No, I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. Again,
I was watching, not to interrupt, but I'm watching the Phillies this past season because they made the playoffs. And at first I was like, the pitch clock, why? But honestly, as it was going on, I got used to it. And now I like it personally, but as a fan. But I'm just curious how you felt.
Let me say this. The pitch clock, okay, I'm okay with it. All right. Because it does, I just don't like anything that messes with the strategy of the game. Okay. And now sometimes, baseball, I get it. It can be a slow game, no doubt. Okay. Especially with all the looking around, the fixing of the gloves. I do understand that. I guess what I don't like, I answered that a little too quick. What I don't like is you're not allowed to really have a shift, or the pitcher has to throw, to X amount of batters. If you want to speed the game up, and they don't tell you this, again, when I was coming up, forget about the Palmers, the Seavers, the Fergie Jenkins, the Bob Gibsons and the Carltons. Forget about those guys. The second level guys, the Dick Ruthvens, the Rook, and I don't mean this, but the guys who weren't the Hall of Famers. Those guys had 15, 16 complete games a year. Now a pitcher pitches one batter. Take him out. There's 7 pitchers in a game. That's what takes so long. And I know this may sound trite or crazy, but maybe even have the bullpen car. Remember those things? Bring the pitcher in. And not only that, if you're warming up in the bullpen, why do you have to warm up again on the mound? So if your goal is to speed the game up, you may cut back all the pitching changes and the specialization that's has incurred. So between and you say, well, Claudio, you just said don't mess with the strategy of the game, but they overdo it. 7 pitchers in a game. A pitcher throws to one batter, and he leaves the game. Oh my God! But there's ways to shorten the game. The pitch clock I can live with. The runner at second base and the non-shift, and I'm not too crazy about that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't like the start in the extra innings with the runner at second base. I don't like the only 3. I think it's 3 pitches to the pick. The guy on first trying to pick him off.
Oh yeah, I don't like that either. No.
My God, what? Who thought of that? It's I don't know. Anyway, well, I'm not a fan
of that either.
No. So tell us about your book, Lead from the Heart, Lead from the Heart Up, not the neck up. How'd that come about, and who should read that?
Well, everyone should read it. Okay. But my mom used to say, never speak from the neck up, speak from the heart up. In other words, be passionate about what you say, care about what you say. They used to say Roberto Clemente could not order a cup of coffee without being passionate about it, right? So when you are, and the theme of the book I got from Dick Vermeil, the Super Bowl winning coach, Hall of Fame coach, former Eagle coach, great guy. He said, your players, your people won't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So my players, or the people who work under me, they know how much I care. So in the book, there's a bunch of stories about things that I did or have done or do as a coach, little quick stories. It's about, 150-page book, something like that. It's a quick read. It's easy to apply. And just stories on what I did. And then at the end of the book, about 27 former players, I asked them, write whatever you want about our relationship as a player coach. And I was blown away at the kind things they said. I've had some remarkable people to coach, and I'm glad that I had impact on them, other than telling them how to throw or hit a curveball, right? So, but who should read it? Obviously, and I have on there, on the field and in the office, right? So obviously coaches of any sport, but also I was very flattered that a lot of CEOs and leaders of companies have connected with me and said, "Hey, I read your book. It works, right?" Not that it's a formula so much. It's just treating people right. That's all. And without going into specifics, you hear on TV some different programs that the leader of the program, was trying to be a tough guy or whatever the case was, and players want to quit or they go in the transfer portal, whatever. My goal for my players is two things. When they leave, I want them to miss playing for the team, and I want them to miss playing for me. Okay, I've been so honored to be invited to so many weddings, or when they have a kid, they send me a picture of their baby. Unfortunately, I've been a pallbearer to some of my former players' parents. Okay, it means the world to me. And but you know what? You have to give them credit too for being that type of person to listen, to absorb whatever it is that I had to say. And I've been so lucky. But the book, I really do believe it's not. These are stories. I've had my hands in the soil, as Frank Tarkenton used to say. I've done it. There's some people who talk about leadership and all they did was study it. They didn't actually, do it. I've done it. And I've seen a lot. And why did I write the book? I just seen a lot of leaders think it's all about them. Okay, you do it my way, and that's it. Coach, I have to miss practice today. Well, then you're off the team. That kind of stuff. And there's a lot of stories that show that it doesn't have to be that way. Now, does that mean that I let everything go? One quick story is on my birthday one time, one of my players had said that he organized the team giving me a birthday cookie after the game. And they sang happy birthday. Now, these are college kids, right? And I was just touched, moved beyond. I was in tears, and I appreciated it. The next day, we had a game. That same young man who organized the birthday cookie didn't run a ball out as much as I would have liked him to. So what did I do? Did I say, well, he got me a cake yesterday? No, I got mad. Hey, you run. I got upset. So it isn't like Pollyanna, you let everything go and everything's fine and hey, we're friends and this and that. No, if you do something good, Shakespeare said, you prick me, I bleed, you tickle me, I laugh, right? So whatever the situation calls for, that's what you do. I don't think, like people say Vince Lombardi, oh, he was a tyrant, he was tough. Yeah, he was tough. But those players to this second love that man. He changed their lives. He had impact on them. So when he had to be tough, he was tough. When he had to give a compliment or a hug, he did that. But the book, again, I'm very proud of the book. I always feel I can do better in everything I do, be it shows or whatever. But the book, I pretty much had spot on, and I'm very proud of it.